Hello and welcome to Flory Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Modelsvit's 1/72 Mirage 3. This is the EAI or EBR version. As you can see, very nice box art just down in here as well in the Argentinian markings. Okay, carrying the old Exocet missile. So usual thing, we've got some details down in here already. So you've got your kit number, which is 72063. Got a span of 114mm by 209 long and 156 parts. Beautiful markings down in here. So obviously we've got the lovely blue, and then obviously the greys, we've got the camos, we've got the silver, so forth and so on for the different types of Mirage 3, as you can see down on here. Running around on the box, as you can see just down in there, a little bit of the CAD work, looks like a gorgeous cockpit, very, very nice indeed. So in the box we have, get this to stand up, it is, okay. We've got a pack, literally a zip bag pack with them all in there like that. So we'll have a look at the moment. We've got instructions which luckily aren't as small. Okay, so having a look down in here, as we can see, obviously you've got the usual parts down in there. Nice to see we get a little bit of photo etch, which is lovely. Lovely decals as well right the way through. As you can see, maybe 72nd is definitely not small on detail though. So we've got plenty of detail going down in here. So we've got those harnesses down in here for the actual seat itself. Beautifully detailed seat and cockpit right the way through. So again, we've got various parts like the photo etch and everything that are going to make up your detail for the interior right the way through. Okay, and then obviously we've got the sections going down in here, making up obviously the cockpit, the wheel wells, the usual bits and pieces you imagine down in here. Depending on different versions, with the lower version, if you're doing it says for the EA version or the EBR. Type stand at the front, and so you're putting those in. Burner as well, which is a really nice one. So we've got full depth burner with the flame holder, afterburner ring, various things like that down in there as well. Gorgeous detail down in the nose gear, fully detailed and depth wheel well bays as well. Open up the holes obviously for your pylons. Okay, over onto the other side, so we've got photo etch, which is making up the actual burner ring as well. Okay, so you've got those ones to put together and folding those in, so some great details down in there. And then as you imagine, fuselage halves going together, the wheel wells upper sections being put in there with the lower wing section, and then the nose being fitted into the actual fuselage section just like that. We've got the actual dorsal area being fitted down in the back, then obviously we've got the spine, the covers over the back, various things, adding loads and loads of detail, as you might imagine, right the way through to this one. We've got some great detail as well, so we can actually have the flaperons at the back either up or down, so depending if you want them deployed or powered down, or just flight in flat type of thing, in flight look. So we've got those being fitted into that one as well. Again, tons of detail down in here for the actual main gear. The nose wheel section being fitted down in, those ones being put in there. And then obviously we've got the missiles. So we've got the infrared missiles, we've got the Sea Eagles, the fuel tanks, various things like that being fitted into that one. Is it the Magic missile? Okay, wheel wells, obviously the lumps and bumps and all the small aerials being fitted down into this one as well. Again, some of them are made up of photo etch, so we've got mirrors and all of the likes of it down in there as well. So some great details onto that one. And then finishing up, so you've got your canards being fitted down in there for the EBR version. Okay, and then obviously you've got your tails, various things, weapons fit out in that one. Okay, very, very nice detail all the way through. Colourful markings, as you might imagine. So down in here, we've basically got the Argentinian markings and the Brazilian markings as well for the different ones that are in this one. So looking gorgeous in the blue. Okay, or we've actually got it down in there in the grey as well for the low vis grey, and then obviously we've got the camo work going through on these ones. And then obviously over on these, as I say, we've got the Brazilian ones as well. So again, a little bit with the actual silver system down in this one, and with sort of gunmetal colour. And then back over here as well, we've got it sort of the low vis colours in that one. Again, really nice markings of those right the way over. And then finishing up with these ones at the back. That's the nice thing with these, beautiful markings. All the South American have gorgeous markings with them. So again, really nice. I have to say, I am blown away by the level of detail. We know the Modelsvit kits are very, very nice the way that they do them. But again, when you're looking at it, it's, you know, you have to sort of keep telling yourself that actually this is 72nd scale. You'd expect it maybe in 48, but not in 72nd. So down in here, we've got the clear parts, we've got multiple sprues, and then down in here, we've obviously got the, get into it, little zip bag. So we've got the differences down in here. So we've got a mask set, which is really welcome little bit down in there. Got a little bit of acetate for the clear parts, and then we've got the actual photo etch, which actually does look very, very nice indeed. As you can see it there, that's lovely. We've got your decals, which actually, again, good solid colours in that one as well, so that actually looks pretty good all the way through. Whilst we're just here as well, we have got the clear parts. So obviously clear parts always going to be your thing in here, and say just remembering not to lose these ones for the nav lights down in there. But again, looking not too bad at all. Obviously, you know, you've got that thing 70-second scale, you're pushing the limits because you need a minimum thickness for the clear parts, but actually I think they're okay, and they help again with a fantastic mask set as well. Saves a lot of flapping around trying to get that one all done. Whilst we're in here, very nice to say we've got different types. So this is the tail, and if you can see, hopefully the camera's going to play ball on this because it's so fine, but look at the riveting detail on that. That's absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice indeed. Hopefully it's picking it up, but it's that fine. It's the camera's struggling to grab it. But again, very, very nice as well. Again, different version, but obviously for the forward canards as well, depending on which one you're going with. Okay, so into the main structure of it, let's start with the sort of fuselage sections. As you can see, beautiful details right the way through. Again, the plastic's quite thick and chunky, but the detail is absolutely fine. Very highly detailed. Catching it in the light there as we roll it round, you can probably see the level of detail we are talking here. So it's absolutely fantastic. But generally, just looking at the internals as well, beautiful details on such tiny parts. Very, very nicely done. Again, incredible detail on something so small. As I say, 48 scale, you'd be, yeah, no, that's still fantastic. But on 72nd, it blows you away. Okay, here's the nose section. So as you can see, still great details right the way through. There's your nozzles, and again you've got all that photo etch which is going to liven that up as well, but the flame holders looking nice. We've got the seats areas. Inside the actual nozzles themselves, we don't have any ejector pins and nasties in here as well, so that's nice and clean. You are going to get the odd seam line, admittedly, but that's not too bad at all. That's looking all pretty nice indeed. Okay, over onto the wings. Again, literally look at the detail. Hopefully the camera's got that, because that's absolutely beautifully done. So we've got nice detail with the wheels, with the gear there. And again, we're looking at the parts. We've got no ejector pins or any marks or anything else like that inside any of these parts. It is absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful detail. And again, the riveting detail on the trailing edges of these flight surfaces. Absolutely fantastic. Incredibly detailed. Really very, very nicely done. Okay. And then obviously we're looking at the back end there. Again, detail really popping through there. You can see all that riveting and panel lining. And again, beautifully smooth moulds. And again, I think what it does, it lets it down. The sprue gates look big, but you have to keep reminding yourself, 72nd scale, they're going to have to be a minimum standard. So yeah, Sea Eagle missiles and Exocet missiles, things like that. Very nice indeed. Okay, and last up, obviously we've got the fuel tanks, and again, detail doesn't stop there. Fuel tanks beautifully done, with raised and recessed as it would be for the welding on the aluminium tanks. We've got the thin slip tanks and the bigger type ferry tanks. Really very, very nice. That is really a nice review to do, probably because a lot of the time you might think of like Modelsvit and you're just like very dismissive. Oh, it's 72nd scale. Yeah, sorry. Actually, when you look at the detail that's gone into a 72nd scale model like that, is absolutely beautiful. The surface detail as a whole is great, but then you go into the internals of it, like inside those wheel wells, inside the cockpit and everything else like that. As I say, I've seen less detail on 24th scale models that have been done, let alone something so small. So again, this is that thing we've been talking about over the last sort of year now, is that kit manufacturers of the smaller scales are really stepping it up. They're adding incredible amounts of detail into such a small little model, and again, it just somewhat annoys me how people will overlook these kits and dismiss them as being, oh, they're just small 72nd scale. Actually, this has got more detail you'll find on most 48 scale kits out there, so easily to be overlooked, I know, but really you shouldn't. So if you are thinking about smaller kits, perhaps you're more on a budget, things like that, don't think you're getting small on detail, because really you're not. So there we go, that's the Modelsvit's beautiful 1/72 Mirage 3.